puppies over here. I set up for a video and then they decided to just come and lay up. Well, two of them decided to come and lay up while I'm recording. Well, how y'all doing? I am J.A. Dudley and just out here enjoying the day. It's, of course, going into the fall or the winter of Oklahoma. So it means you get like 70, 75, almost 80-degree days, but at night gets down in the 40s or 30s, sometimes in the 20s, and gets kind of chilly outside. So I started off the day wearing a hoodie, didn't feel or have the need to take it off, except for when I was inside, but now I'm back outside. Sun is going down. It's going to be a little bit of chill in the air, so that's about it for that. Uh, I don't have much downtime. It rarely happens, and I will plan out long time in advance before I can watch a movie or before I can watch a TV show or anything like that. And the uh, what was it? What was that show? Lost. If any of you have seen it, I believe I started watching Lost 7 years after the last episode actually aired. So I was way behind the times with that. I tried to do the Walking Dead. We would, after fight training, we would go to my coach and great friend Eddie Rowland's house, and because they watched The Walking Dead, I caught up to where they were, and I think in season 2, and then started every time that show came out, we would go there and watch that. I watched Big Love. I watched The Wire. These really impactful series, and now I tried to figure out something that would impact me now. I wasn't into Billions. What was that show? Uh, I oh, Entourage. I liked Entourage. There's a few other of those HBO shows that I really enjoyed watching, and there's one that I would Breaking Bad. That was a key pivotal TV show, but I'm completely disconnected from the world. I live out here in the middle of nothing. My bandwidth is limited because I have so many things, what I'm doing, trying to always put a lot of time in with the family and just thinking about the future. Now, with thinking about the future, it makes me look at the past. Uh, I started seeing stuff on, that was another one, Peaky Blinders. On YouTube, the YouTube shorts, out of nowhere, you'll just be scrolling through looking for the stuff that you're subscribed to, but then there will be these little short videos that somebody will throw together, and it be hundreds of thousands of views. Just these little clips that will intrigue you. And Peaky Blinders is one of them. One that's really piquing my interest now is Yellowstone. Highly interested in seeing Yellowstone. But since I don't have any type of TV service, like I had YouTube TV years ago, I would be able to watch Yellowstone. But with one of my memberships to Paramount Plus, I got rid of Netflix and a few other things. I only have the Paramount Plus because I have the Walmart Plus membership, and just for the fuel benefits, and that's pretty much it. But on Paramount Plus, that's the network that Yellowstone is on, and it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll get to watch it here. It says that you can watch it on there. Still haven't figured it out on the app. But what has been cool, they have quite a few prequels to Yellowstone, showing the whole family tree about how people got to that point. And what did I watch? The 1920 something? Uh, that one was a pretty good episode. I don't even know if this view is any good. Let's move the tripod some, actually over here. See if that'll work out better. But the 1920 something, whatever that series is under the prequels for Yellowstone, that was a really good series. And what is it, 2023? There's writer strike, so they weren't able to film a second series, so that kind of sucked. Then, while waiting on that one, saw that there was a prequel to the prequel, which was 1883. And that, boy, that they heard something off in the distance, took off running. Well, whatever it is, hopefully they win. And other dogs are barking as well as they go running off into the trees. Uh, 1883, that is an amazing series. You always wonder what your family, well, I don't know if you always wonder. I always wondered, how did my family end up in New Jersey? So when I started to have those questions, I sat my grandmother down to figure out, how did she get there? How did she end up there with three children, not no husband, going to church and all this stuff. I believe that still somewhere on my YouTube channel there are videos of myself interviewing my grandmother, just talking to her, trying to figure out some stuff. And it gave some insight to who she was, who she put herself to be to the public, which wasn't that far off and distant. I mean, different. And where she came from, what she didn't want to be, what she didn't want to end up like, and why she chose New Jersey. That's because she didn't have any family in New Jersey. The entire way up from North Carolina, every state, there was a family member there. So she was trying to get away from something. What exactly, we didn't really go into depth to figure that out, but she ended up having three children: my aunt, my mother, and my uncle, all by three different men or males. I never met them, just like I never met my father, well, at least in a meaningful interaction. I was, one day when I was, uh, how old was I? 10? I think so. I was around 10 years old. Uh, a friend of the family pulled up and said, "Hey, I got somebody I want you to meet, but let me go talk with your grandmother first and see if she's okay." Then this dude gets out the car and says, "Hey, I'm your father." "Okay, cool. I'm going around the corner to play. Once you talk with my grandmother, maybe I'll come back around and then we can talk." When I came back, he wasn't there, never showed up again. Uh, I then eventually found out that he started following my fight career as a 30 something year old. And he was telling his other children, "That's your brother." And then one of them had the confidence to message me on Facebook to my to my business page, said, hey, you don't know me. I live in this town, and I believe that we're brothers. We should talk. So that was a very interesting introduction uh, to my family tree, or well, another part of my family tree, figuring out that family history. And come to find out, my father, he was hiding in the bushes because he was ashamed when I walked up. I walked up with my son football. So my son football could interact with them as well. Maybe we could develop a relationship. Maybe we could expand on our family. But it really didn't happen. I wasn't feeling that vibe, even though I wanted to. I wanted to uh, build strong relationships, but some of my friendships that I had in the past really uh, burned my mindset of no new friends, definitely no new family, nothing like that. I'm just gonna keep on the grind that I'm going on, and if you're not a part of that grind, why why are we even interacting? So that's a little bit uh, of my family tree. Like I know certain bits and pieces of my aunt's lineage. I don't know my mother's lineage and who her father is. I don't know my uncle's lineage and who his father is. My grandmother started to give me names and everything. I took notes about that stuff. I talked with my aunt, my mother, my uncle. They really didn't want to have these conversations, these tough and difficult conversations until after my grandmother passed away. Maybe that hurt, that pain, there was some type of resentment that they had that once she was gone, I believe they were able to let that go. Me, I don't even think about my father, well, sperm donor or whatever you would call it. I don't think about that. All I know is I needed to become better, a better father, a better man, so that I could have a long lasting memory on my children. That's really big to me. I want to build a legacy and inheritance in them because getting back to the show, the 1883, it's showing how some of the people left New Jersey, of all places, and making their way across the country. They're trying to get to Oregon. And where are they now? They're in the show, they're crossing through no man's land or Comanche land. Where is that land? In modern day Oklahoma, where I'm sitting right now. That's where they're trying to pass through. That's where they're trying to figure out what's going on. They were on horses and carriages. And what happened? Tornado started off in the distance. They didn't know what to do. Some people said, oh, we got to cut the horses loose. We have to get down. We have to take cover and shelter, but there's no shelter. They were in open plains. There was no place to go. Maybe a rock formation that they can hide behind. Just about everything got destroyed. Before that, it made me think of my training with saws, what I needed to prepare for. a river crossing. On this show, there's a group of people that came from the old country. They landed in New Jersey trying to make their way across to Oregon. And they don't have any skills. They don't know how to ride horses. I don't know how to ride horses. They don't know how to swim. I barely know how to swim. They don't know how to use weapons. I know how to use weapons. They don't know how to fight. I know how to fight. So I have a few things up on these people in this TV show as they're trying to make it across the country with people, very few people that know how to deal with this treacherous land. This land will chew you up and spit you out if you don't know what you're doing. And look at me. I'm out here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm researching stuff on the internet, watching YouTube videos on all of these different things so my family doesn't die. There has been so much careless death on that show just from bad communications. Communication is key. The willingness to learn is key. Keeping your eyes open, your head on the swivel to know what's going on around you is key. Basic skills. Man, they had a point that was so comical to me right before they were doing this first river crossing. They said, oh, you can't take all this stuff. It's like, this is everything that we have. I don't care. You try and take everything that you have, you're going to die. You need to pack lighter. How do you think you're going to get across the country with a piano? It's not happening. We don't have inflatable rafts. They didn't say that because inflatable rafts weren't a thing. But we're on horses, a thing you don't know how to ride, and carriages that you don't know how to pull with horses. And you want to take all of this heavy stuff, and if the horses get scared or something on this water crossing, all of you die. And that happened. Not all of them, or else the show would be over. But quite a few of them did. It was a wrap for them. They died. A lot of times it's because they panicked. They didn't listen to the orders for people that they paid for their knowledge to get them to where they needed to go. They still didn't listen to them. Like, how many of you are so pig-headed that you won't listen to someone when they are trying to save your life? Now I'm at a part in the show where it's like, hey, are any of them going to make it there? Well, a few of them have to make it there, at least to Montana, because the matriarchy is just a kid in this TV show. It's a girl that she already fell in love. Was she 16 or 17, something like that? And she, instead of being a girly girl, she decided she wanted to be a cowboy. She wanted to rough it. She wanted to be a strong woman and not have to deal with being protected. She was going to be a protector. She wanted to be like her dad. She knew that lineage going up. She wanted to be like her mom because her mom is a badass on that show. Can't remember who the two actors are, but I believe they're country singers. Not sure if it's Travis Tritt and can't remember her name. Maybe I should have wrote that down, but I believe this girl's mother and father are country singers. Oh, country singers in the real world, the world that you and I exist in, not on this TV show. But they're pretty badass. I couldn't ask my wife to do what they're doing. I just couldn't. Like, how? I couldn't ask my wife to walk to another town where we live at now. And that's going on a road. I think that I would be pushing too hard to try and get my wife to make it someplace along with my sons. That would be extremely difficult. But they are making it from one coast to the other. Well, at least we picked up on the journey down in Texas. Now they're making their way up through Oklahoma. They're trying to decide, like, what the winter is about to hit. How are they going to cross the Rockies? If they attempt to cross the Rockies, they're going to be dead. They got to go and stop in Colorado somewhere and hunker down for the winter. Because if not, all of them are going to die. Not just some, all of them. What's next? I don't know. But what I do know is I'm here. This is where I chose to be. This is where I chose for my family to be, out here in Oklahoma. Now, I have to establish my family's crest, my family's lineage, so my sons will tell the stories of their father to their children. And then their children will tell the story of their great-grandfather. And then their children will tell the stories of their great-great-grandfather, and so on and so on and so on. So I will live forever through them. Before I moved out here, I said, what do I have to give to football? I have a couple of guns, a belt buckle, and I'm Googleable. That's it. Now I have all those things, plus land, plus skills that I can pass on to him. And I have a tribe of brothers that are pouring into my family with skills, with abilities, with compassion, with guidance to give them so much more. So I don't have to worry. I'm going to do everything that I can for myself to continue to survive, to continue to do more so I can pass this on to them. Everything that's up here, everything that's in here, and everything that's in a word. So, if you're interested, definitely go check out that show 1828. Is it? No, 1883. Keep forgetting the name of it. There's so many different names for these shows, but it's one of the prequels to Yellowstone. It's a really good show. It shows you the true grit that people had to have to make it across this country. And without that, this wouldn't be a country. Without that true grit, we're going to lose what we have now. People need to step up and stand out. Because if not, it's going to be all over. Hey, puppy. Hey, I don't have any snacks for you. But that's it. Thank y'all for watching. Shalom.